JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 26th of January. Yeah, guys, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Thursday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, a quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channels, which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFDbrokers.com website, which you can always check out for more information about us. So now then, guys, let's jump into the charts. The first one, as always, I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225, and look at this. We struggled with the 27,488 zone right here, and that means that this is the level that I'm going to be keeping a close eye on. So at the moment, yeah, given that we had already quite a decent up move here, certainly something like that was expected. And that we just pierced through this these two EMAs. Now we're seeing a bit of a retracement, and look how well the 200-day EMA provided that support, from which we kind of rebounded a little bit. Now, long story short, guys, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this one. Just basically, I'm gonna say that, hey, if you want to go higher, then probably the safer option is to just wait for a push, another push above that 27,488 zone. If we do want to go lower, then probably the better option is to maybe wait for a drop back below the 27,166 zone or 65 territory, somewhere around here, near that 100-day EMA. At the same time, the break below this hurdle would push the index below this 100-day EMA, and then we could move a little bit to the downside here. So, of course, I can draw something like this here. I think it's going to be a very, very steep one, but hey, nevertheless, we can keep that on the chart. It's a very tentative line, don't get me wrong. I mean, this is not something that you need to stick to, but maybe just could be that extra gauge here in order to kind of, see from where you could go lower. And actually, depending on how this is going to trade, of course, this here could break out nicely. It could lead to a break of this upside line, a break of this hurdle, and this 100-day EMA. But again, for now, we are still a little bit more on the positive side, so let's see if we can move there. Dow Jones Industrial Average. Look, yesterday it kind of all indices remained flat and really didn't. We had initially a decline. We had a sell-off, but then everything got everything reversed, and we pushed nicely here to the upside. So, however, this 33,783 territory is still something to be watched. Again, let me just quickly double check the cash index. Actually, let's see where we are right now. 33,783. So we are just bang on this level. So that's going to be quite interesting to see. And of course, we'll see how Europe is going to trade today. If we're going to get some positivity, then yes, I will consider a further move here towards these two tentative downside resistance lines, which I've mentioned already previously. So I'm keeping an eye on those for now. Nasdaq 100. So This one was a tricky one, of course, as you can see here. And so it fell back below the below this downside line, and look at this. It tested that 108 EMA, but failed to stay, then quickly reversed back to the upside. And look at this. I mean, we have traveled higher here, and we stayed above this downside line. So now the question here is, can we remain above it, and can we go further north? Look, what I'm considering here right now is, of course, I'm keeping an eye on this little hurdle. Let me just put that one on the chart. I think I'll draw a new line. So yeah, guys, the 11,919 territory is something to be watched, and if we do clear it, then yes, more buyers could join in, and we could, yeah, this could confirm a forthcoming higher high, and potentially could lead to a move towards that 200-day EMA right here. But then we'll just kind of go from there, take it from there, because again, if this provides good resistance, maybe a bit of a decline could be possible. You know, maybe we could go end up and test this upside line or something like that. But again, that's a little bit too early. For now, I'm just yeah, considering this option, and I want to see how this is going to play out. So, long story short, guys, if you're looking for some downside on this one, probably the easier option. Now, previously I talked about this 11,252, but now I think we can readjust, do some adjustments here, and probably mark the low of yesterday near the 11,550, because at the same time we would break this upside line, and we could then go lower from here. Hong Kong Hang Seng. So China in general is closed, but Hong Kong is open, and you can see we are rallying. We gapped up to the upside here. It's like it's playing like a catch-up game here, yeah, but we're finding resistance, good resistance near this highest point of June of 2022, and that's near the 22,450 level. So the question for me here is, will we stay above it? Because we still have excuse me, we still have around 50 something minutes left of trading in this one. So if we stay above this, then of course this increases the chances for a further move north. But if we don't, then we might see this one just kind of maybe jumping around here a little bit, maybe sideways ranging, yeah, sideways activity, and then yeah, we'll have to kind of go from there. In general, this is quite an important level, this 22,450. I would say actually more maybe the area around it, because it also marks this highest point of April. So yeah, so it's, well, the highest point of April is actually roughly around that 22,523. But again, this whole area is something to be watched, and yeah, if we do clear it, then guys, this is where it could become quite interesting for a few more buyers. And in general, so far this year, the index here is doing quite well, probably better than some of its other major counterparts. And look at this, I mean, we have gained quite a lot, I would say. So from the open right now, so what till we have gained already like around almost 15%. There we go, bang on 15% from the opening of this year. That's quite a good result, I would say. The question here is, can this be maintained? So let's wait and see, guys. If we do clear this area, my next target, and if we comfortably clear that area, my next target is around here, the 25,000 mark. Dow Jones, been there already. The German DAX. So as I said, again, I'm not going to spend too much time on this one, because again, the same analysis is valid, and basically the same idea is valid. So I'm waiting for a clear breakout through one of these levels here in order to consider the next short-term directional move. The cash index right now is sitting at around 15,163, something like that. So kind of closer to the upper side here, but we need that confirmation break here first in order to go higher. Gold. A beautiful push to the upside yesterday, guys. Look at this, a beautiful recovery. We moved lower. We were kind of already flirting with this idea that, you know, we will break this upside line, and there we go. The theory of the ascending triangle has worked out. So look, I talked about this yesterday. I said that, hey, we have this kind of upside line. Yes, we are a little bit maybe overextended, but hey, we're still good. There is still potential for the upside, and there we go. We cleared that 1937 territory, and we pushed higher, and we reached, yeah, a target. Let me just maybe grab one of the old lines here. So we today, for example, 1949, we reached that target, and of course, as I said before, my next target is the 1958, which I would really like to see a test off, because it was a nice area of resistance here back in April of 20th of April 2022. Good potential target, but again, let's wait and see. Let's not rush into anything. For now, it is looking still positive, even with that decline. I mean, this decline right now could be classed as a temporary correction before another possible leg of buying. But if we start breaking this upside line, guys, I will start looking at some lower levels. Jumping into WTI oil very quickly. Oh, by the way, if you have noticed that I do have a few instruments extra that I really wanted to go through, so that's why I'm a little bit flying through these just to kind of, like I said, make it, make it on time. And not to bore you to death with this. I mean, I do understand that everybody's time is valuable. So, guys, yeah. Look, and here we have the same scenario. I talked about this. I mean, if you were following my videos previously, then you'll know that basically what I'm watching here for the upside is the 82 level. I need to see a break of it, and probably also right now, the way it's shaping up, I think I also need a break below this. Well, I need a break, but I need a break above the 100-day EMA here, shown as the green line, and then potentially more buyers could join in. But like I said, I already will start looking at some higher levels if we do clear that 82 zone. For the downside, I'm gonna take a bit of a conservative approach here and wait for a drop below the 78.58 in order to consider some moves lower, because at the same time we would drop below the 21-day EMA. However, this move lower would be still classed as a temporary correction before another possible leg of buying, because we do have this upside support line taken from the low of the 9th of December. So anything up until then kind of could be classed as a temporary correction. So now, natural gas, guys. Natural gas, it's quite an interesting one. So, look. I will first of all get rid of all the drawings here. Yeah, so and you can see that we continue to slide, and since kind of we managed to reach these highs here, and for everybody knows the reasons why. I mean, yep. So at the moment, the market, of course, is quite cyclical in a way, I would say. So yeah, we have moved well back below the, even the below the kind of the January, the beginning of 2022, the January low. And look, just bear with me, let me just mark this one. There we go. So we were here in December, and then January we bounced off from it, and we moved higher. Then the whole kind of whole escalation with the war started. We broke some key resistance barriers. For example, the 1st of February here we had a spike, 5.5 roughly, and we cleared that. We moved higher. We reached the level here, the 10 level, the psychological 10 moment, and then now we're just kind of sliding. Now the question here is, how far can we slide? Because look, if we do have an ETF on this one, this could be quite an interesting one for your portfolio for later on. But not at the moment, probably, or at least you can, let's say, start putting into it. Like it could be a long-term one, but I would say these highs that we had here, these were historic highs, and this is something, let's say, out of a bit of an extreme out, and you need like probably again some sort of conflicts or catastrophes or something like that in order for this let's say to move back to levels like this, to maybe 10 or even surpass that. Of course, hopefully we don't get any catastrophes or anything like that, but look, this is the market. It reacts to the situations in life. But here I would say it could be an interesting one for later on. We are approaching this 2.42 level. That was the lowest point of March of 2021. The lowest point of, I think, let me just double check very quickly. No. So this, I wanted to say that this is the lowest point of this 2020, but no, that's not it. And actually, this, I think, let me just zoom in here a little bit. That's this is, by the way, the lowest point of 2021. There we go. This 2.42. So good potential target. Let's see if we can reach that. And the moment I'm going to be aiming for that one. And then if you think that it cannot fall, always remember one thing. If you think that it cannot fall or rise even more, it will always do. So unfortunately, that's like we get like some sort of a clear spike or something like that to the downside or to the upside, and then kind of it settles and it reverses in the opposite direction. But at this point, look, I see this as a potential for later on, but probably for a very long-term portfolio. So for sure, not for a day trader, unless you do capture, if you have low spreads and you do capture this. So, congratulations on that. Yeah, it's probably more for a portfolio for later on. DXY, the dollar index, very quickly on this one. Look. Still, I'm watching that 101.30 zone. Excuse me, my nose is a little bit runny today. So look, I don't really want to talk about this too much because again, it's still doing the same thing over and over, and I'm still gonna be keeping an eye on this 101.30. I'm aiming for that. We're not far from that, so about like what 40 points. 40 pips, so could be doable. So let's see if we can reach that, and then I'll go from there. Bitcoin, very quickly on this one. So we had moved nicely above this 21,479. If you remember, I talked about this previously. I said that if we clear this, I will go higher. My next target will be this 25,215 level, roughly marked by the highest point of August of 2022. So for now, I am targeting that, and let's see if we can reach this. So so far it's just grinding slowly, but again, I still have hope, and then we'll take it from there. If it falls back below the below this area right here, then yes, I will consider a correction to the downside. AUD JPY, very quickly. So look, very interesting. I talked about this, if you remember, if you watched my previous videos this week, I talked about this one and I said that, hey, we managed to clear this area. Great, wonderful. Now we're examining the upside here, and what I said before, that if we do push, this is where I need to adjust my arrow here a little bit. If we do push through that 92 zone and that 108 EMA, then yes, if we stay above it, I will aim higher. So far, I'm aiming to the upside unless it starts falling back below the 208 EMA right here, which is roughly around that 91.50 territory, something like that. And then I will consider maybe a bit of a retracement here. I still have a chance to jump in with a buy, but then it's going to be very tricky depending on how this is going to play out here near the 21-day and the downside line. So for now, we are above the 108 EMA. I'm leaning a little bit more towards the upside. Yesterday, the problem that I have here is that yesterday we tried to move higher, but we failed to kind of push further away from that 108 EMA. So yeah, that's kind of forcing us to be a little bit on the cautious side. So let's wait and see. And for now, like I said, as long as we stay above the 108 EMA, I will continue aiming to the upside. AUD USD, just a quick update. Look at this. We stayed above this upper side of the potential idea of a rising wedge here. I mean, I said to you that, hey, don't focus on this too much, but I think that it's time to to get rid of it, and I think I'll just stick to some simple upside lines. And I think that for now, maybe from the shorter term perspective, this could play out. Look, at the moment, everything is still working according to the plan, because previously, if I just go purely from the level perspective, then I said that if we clear the 0.7019, I will go higher. My next target is the 0.7063. We clear that, and then after that, I said that if we clear that, I will go towards that 0.7137 marked by the highest point of August of 2022. Now, here you can see that we kind of today already reached that area. I would say this could be classed as already as mission accomplished. So now the question here is, can we go above this? So look, this has been already kind of reached, I would say. It never is just a perfect hit. It sometimes can be very close, so you have to accept that fact, unfortunately for your TP levels. Yeah, guys, look, at the moment, let's keep it simple. At the moment, I would say if we do bounce around here somewhere, I'll just remain neutral. But if we start breaking this 0.7137 territory, that's where it could become exciting, and we could start aiming for this little territory right here. Not only this 0.7283 level, but also, let me just grab a line. But also in general this whole area between the 0.7266 and 83 levels, and then we could take it from there. But at the moment, guys, I'm carefully watching this barrier right here, which we managed to reach already. So the question here is, can we go further north? At the moment, I'm gonna take a very cautious approach, because if it doesn't clear it, well, I mean, then we could see a bit of a retracement here. Now, AUD and ZD, guys, so we stayed above this 1.0940 level. That's great. So now I am aiming for the upside, for further upside, and yes, my next target will be this level right here, this is 1.1045, and then we'll take it from there. Simple as that. For the downside, I think I will take this kind of an approach, and yeah, I'll wait for a break of this upside line, and then we could go from there. USD JPY, so look at this. We're drifting lower. We're still moving nicely to the downside. However, at this point, I am becoming very kind of nervous a little bit in terms of further upside. Now, if it does move lower, then yes, great. But let's say if we do see the stock market kind of picking up the pace and pushing higher, maybe we could see this one actually breaking this downside line and pushing to the upside. Either way, guys, I will have a very simplistic approach on this one, because look, I mean, if I want to go higher, I will wait for a push above the 131.11. If I want to go lower, I will have well, again, at the moment, I'm still aiming to the downside. Let's be clear on this. However, again, like I said, due to these certain factors in the market, I mean, we could see maybe a spike here. And another thing, by the way, we have some data coming out today. We have some core durable goods from the US. We have the initial jobless claims, new home sales, and we have the preliminary GDP figures. So, if any of those can give a boost to the dollar, guys, then yes, we could see a beautiful breakout here. Because look, on one hand, we had a move higher here, and the other two consecutive candles kind of remained within the body of this big one, and that's why this kind of gives me an indication that there is potential for an upside, for a breakout here. However, I am again very careful with this, because let's put it this way: if we put a scenario like right now, let's say, would we go long? You can go long, but then you have to accept the fact, for example, that you would have to have your stop loss in place somewhere maybe near the current low. Near the current low of today, near the what's the level here, 129, something like that. If we drop below the 129 zone, I'll aim further south. But again, we don't, what we can get also is a false breakout, a drop below the 129, and then it could reverse back. If it does something like that, then I'm preparing maybe for a bit of a blast here to the upside. However, if you're really on the cautious side, the simple ways here is to just wait for a push above the 131.11 and then take it from there. But yeah, guys, this one could be an interesting one, but at the same time, you have to accept the fact that if it starts dropping here below this 129, again, this is where you have to exit and just kind of start from the beginning again. So USD CAD, very quickly on this one. This one's quite interesting as well because look, I mean, it's still flirting with this 1.3357. Yesterday I talked about it, and there we go. It's still holding. I mean, we can't do really much here, and if you're a bear, I feel your frustration. If you're a bull, I feel your frustration as well, because I mean, if you're a bull, you're thinking, hey, maybe this is a head and shoulders, maybe this is going to work out to the downside, that's why I don't want to enter, and that's why you miss out on maybe something like this, or like a rebound from this territory, or because actually maybe it's not a head and shoulders even, maybe it's going to end up being a range. So this is why I don't like these scenarios, and I just wait for a breakout, because again, like I said, on one hand, a nice potential little kind of head and shoulders pattern with the neckline being around here, just perfect, everything is according to the textbook. However, the right shoulder is not finished yet, so what it means is it could still push higher, could break above the 21-day EMA, go towards that 1.3520 zone, and then maybe retrace back down, so forming a little range here or something like that. So just kind of be careful with that. GBP and ZD. This one's a mess, however, an interesting mess. Look, we drifted lower yesterday. I said that if we stay below this upside line, I will aim lower. What did we do? We didn't stay. We pushed back up. Am I getting bullish? No, not yet, because what I need here is a push back above this upper side of the falling channel, because look, I mean, it still respects it. Yes, we had a little false breakout, but still, overall, it is respecting it. So that means we need to see a clear break through it in order to go higher. Then, of course, I'm not saying that we're going to, go all the way to the moon here. No, we're just going to aim for these EMAs one more time, because we want to see how it's going to play out here, and then yeah, we'll kind of go from there. At this point, like I said, I am just observing the price action. GBP USD, very quickly on this one. Okay, look, I'm not going to spend too much time on this one, because again, it's the same analysis. The same analysis is valid. 1.2444 is the one that I'm watching here for the upside. Simple as that. I need a break of this in order to go higher. For the downside, 1.2126. I do understand that we're kind of missing out on a bit of territory here, but hey, here is I do have the and then yeah, kind of we could see a drop here below this, below this 200-day EMA, and then yeah, we could kind of take it from there. But yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one here, I would say, but at the same time could be quite interesting. Euro Turkish lira, guys, this is something that I picked up previously, and I just wanted to show you. Look, if you remember previously, I talked about this, and I said that hey, if we pop above this barrier right here, the 20.01, this could open the door towards higher levels, and especially towards the all-time high. Well, on my chart here, it's the all-time high is roughly around that 20.60 zone, which was reached in December 2021. Look, I mean, that was the catastrophe happening in the in the Turkish economy, but now we just kind of gradually reached the same level, and it's all fine. So yeah, it works all the time like this. Of course, understandable, because when everything takes you with a surprise, of course, it's also always more painful. However, if you spread that pain over the years, then it's okay. So, but yeah, guys, I mean, looking at this picture here, I would say it's quite an interesting one. I'm aiming for that 20.60 zone. Right now, we're near the 20.53. Keep an eye on it, because we could see maybe, let's say, even a new high forming, a false breakout, and then it could drift back down. If it does something like that, like it hits at 20.60. but then drifts back down below it, then, or it hits and breaks above it and then drifts back below it, then yes, this is where it could become interesting for a few more sellers, guys, maybe, and we could see a drift nicely to the downside. Euro Aussie very quickly on this one. Look, I mean, we tested this area, the 200-day EMA, great. I talked about this 1.5445 level previously. We dropped and below the 100-day EMA yesterday, so yeah, perfect. My next target is the 1.5259. If we fall below the 200-day EMA, I will aim for this hurdle. Simple as that. Euro NZD still in the range. If you like trading ranges, congratulations, guys. This pair is for you. Euro JPY. Oh, and by the way, again, I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm waiting for a clear breakout through one of these levels. At the moment, this is not for me, but at the same time, it is very interesting. So maybe if you do like to trade something like that, congratulations, guys. You can pick up on this one. Just have your stop loss in place. Just like I said, that's most important. Euro JPY. Look here. I talked about this and I said that we are stuck in this triangle, all right? And we rebounded from the lower side of it, and we are now moving towards the upper side of it. We found a bit of resistance near the 100-day EMA. We're drifting back down. We found support near the 21-day EMA. We rebounded, and now basically what we're having here ourselves is a potential bullish flag. We have our pole and we have our little flag right here. Now, the flag, by the way, and probably I would say it's more of like a pennant, but it's not really a perfect pennant even. It's actually more of like a broadening triangle pattern, so something like this. And let me just put this on the chart. I mean, look, it's not a very pretty one, but nevertheless, just kind of keep this in mind that, hey, if we continue to stay above this, above that 21-day EMA, then yes, I will consider here a move to the upside here, maybe, you know, like another move push higher towards the upper side of the this broadening triangle, and then maybe we could see that breakout to the upside later on. Look, at this point, I am just, like I said, I'm considering this as a potential bullish scenario, but only up until here, up until this upper side of the triangle. If it clears that triangle, great, I will go further north. And finally, EURUSD. We're just grinding higher, not really doing much, and there we go. We've reached, I would say, yeah, mission accomplished here. We reached that 1.0936 level because it's a good potential area of resistance. If that resistance gets cleared, then yes, I will go higher. But if it doesn't, maybe a bit of a retracement could be possible. However, for me, I would prefer actually to wait for a drop below the 1.0766 in order to go lower, because at the same time we would drop below the 21-day EMA. So guys, just to kind of let you know that in general with these videos, so yeah, with these videos, basically we're going to be ending these videos. So we still have 3 more sessions to go. So on Tuesday, on the 31st of January, this will be the end of all these videos. So yeah, guys, it's I will probably give you more details. You will still be able to find me somewhere else online if you would like, but yeah, just you can use my name. But in general, like I said, guys, so please join me tomorrow for my last kind of Traders Espresso, a Friday's Traders Espresso. Then we'll have the last Mondays and Tuesdays Traders Espressos as well, and then we will kind of finish on that one. So just to let you know that, guys, yeah, I hope you found this video useful. Thank you very much for joining in, watching till the end. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the views, for the likes, for the comments overall, guys. Yeah, thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow at my last Friday's Traders Espresso. So thank you very much, and bye-bye.